Yeah, hello, candidates, and our sincere apologies for making you wait for so long. We were getting several requests from students, and candidates across that we want to join. We are a bit delayed, so that's why we had to ask you or request you to wait, and we appreciate your patience. Nonetheless, let's get started. So, this webinar is to prepare you well for the upcoming, examination which you all will be appearing. So, it's a very simple way of taking the exam, and the whole purpose is to prepare you well. The agenda of this session is that we will set the guidelines for all of you. Kindly follow the same. We will then introduce what online exam is, what remote proctoring is, and then share some instruction guidelines, do's and don't. We will also share the details about the support that you will be having throughout the examination and the process. We'll then move to the hardware and software requirements you need to have, and thereafter we will go through the thorough step-by-step process that you will have to follow for taking the examination. Finally, we will answer all the doubts and queries that you will be having. So, starting with the guidelines for this particular webinar, please be attentive. This session is planned for you to prepare you well. Keep your microphones on mute so that there's no disturbance for the other candidates. There is this Q&A box which you will be seeing on the screen. So please key in whatever questions that you have, and towards the end of the webinar, we will answer them. While many of your queries will be answered as we proceed through the session, however, we have kept sufficient time for going through whatever queries that you have put in this Q&A box. Finally, all the documents, guidelines are shared with you. We will share further details also if required. So please be attentive. Do not spend time on recording the screen or taking screenshots. Let's just focus on what we have to convey, and you will be all good. Okay? So starting with the basics, Sohil, request to go on mute, please. Yeah, thank you. So starting with the basics, what is the online remote proctored exam? Online exam is a test which you can take from any location over internet. Internet connectivity throughout the examination is must. And remote proctoring is a mechanism where all the attempts of suspicious activity or malpractice are tracked, recorded, and a proctor can instantaneously take action for any suspicious activities. Right? So it's recommended to take the examination by all fair means. It's a very simple mode, like I mentioned earlier, no complexities involved, very easy to use, and you will have all our support throughout. It is also a completely secured process. So exam will take place in a controlled environment. This mode will not create any instability to your system, which is your laptop or desktop, your test taking system. Proctoring is quite comprehensive. There is an artificial intelligence based engine that will track all your movement, be it your physical movements, your eye movements, screen and navigation actions, any conversation that you are having in the background. All of this is continuously observed and tracked. There is also, over and above the artificial intelligence based system, human proctors are there who will be remotely keeping an eye on all your movements. They will be also getting notified. The system is so intelligent that the moment you try to indulge in a suspicious activity, a notification will go instantaneously to the proctor, and they will start warning you, alerting you on a real-time basis through chat or through, in certain cases through audio video calls also from the system itself. They will not be using any external mechanism. Your test taking system and proctor's monitoring system are connected with each other. So whatever you do, whatever action you take, they will be able to see it. So please ensure that you are not indulging in any wrongdoings. Right? Let's talk about the guidelines for taking this exam. So preparation is paramount. You will receive all the guideline documents. You would have already received it. Please go through them thoroughly. Before the actual exam, an end-to-end mock test is planned. Your mock test is planned on 15th of July, and it is near mandatory for all the candidates to appear this mock test. The intent of mock test is to familiarize you with the process, with the steps to take the assessment. It is also to test whether you have the required hardware software system in place so that you don't face any surprises on the actual day of the exam. Treat mock test as a practice so that on the actual day of the exam, which is on 25th of July, you don't face any issue at all. Right? The marks or your performance in mock test is not going to be accounted during the final score calculation. Mock test is just for practice purpose, nothing else. Your performance, your how you attempt the test, nothing of that sort is going to be monitored. Feel free, feel very comfortable to take the mock test and experience the system, get acquainted to it, so that when you come on 25th of July on the actual exam day, you will be at ease. You will feel that you know the system very well, you know the process very well, so that you will be answering the questions at a mental peace, right? Now, both during the mock test as well as on the actual day, that is on 15th July when the mock is happening, as well as on 25th July when the actual exam is happening, on both those days, we have sufficient support and helpline which we have made available for you. There is a direct ISTN helpline number which is available. There are two helpline numbers which are there, and sufficient number of experts are available to guide you over a call. That is on over a call, over an IST call. There is also a WhatsApp based support which we have enabled for you, and there are 5 WhatsApp numbers which we have shared in your admit card, in your admit card itself. You will see both these information along with the guidelines. So if you are stuck in any process anywhere, you can reach out to either over a call or over a WhatsApp channel. Both those channels are enabled for helpline. Now, on the final day of the examination, there will be proctors who will be there monitoring you. So, like we do in a physical test taking center, if we have any doubt, we will raise our hand and the invigilator will come and answer the query. Similarly, in a remote examination, if you are facing any issue, just wave your hand in front of the camera. Proctor will be able to see that you have an issue, and they will initiate a chat with you that, hello candidate, what is the issue you are facing? You can type and reply from your test taking system itself, and the proctor will help resolve whatever query you have. Right? Now, in usual case, now this is the end-to-end process. A high level one, we will go in the detail as well. So you would already have received the admit card. In that, all the details would be there. Please follow those guidelines properly. There is a mock test which is planned on 15th July. Like I mentioned, mock test is to familiarize you with the process, to check your system infrastructure, hardware and software both. So please ensure that you attempt this mock test. Thereafter, the actual exam will take place on 25th of July. You are required to follow all the guidelines, abide by the do's and don'ts during the actual exam day. And on both mock test as well as the actual exam, there will be an artificial intelligence based system monitoring your movements and all your actions. Also, there will be an helpline both in the form of a direct call, IST call, as well as a WhatsApp based channel is available for you. In case you are stuck, you can reach out to them. And finally, wait for the results to be declared after you have attempted the exam. These are some usual cases during which some typical situations when candidates reach out to us, when they are unable to log in, when their microphone is not getting detected, when they are not able to capture their photo, when they are unable to navigate from one question to the other, when their system is stuck or hung, when their network got disconnected, and when they are trying to rejoin, they are not able to do so. So these are some typical situations. There might be some other scenarios also. Reach out to the ISD call number or reach out to the help desk number. There are sufficient number of experts to immediately resolve your query. So do not worry if you have any doubt. Reach out on these two channels, either the call or the WhatsApp medium. Now coming to the do's, some things which you have to practice. Please ensure that you abide by these do's and practice them. Ensure that your webcam, microphone, internet is working properly. We will also provide you some links to check that these three things are working well on your system. Ensure that your room is well lit. The light should be in front of your face and not flashing from behind. Be seated at a silent place and should not have any noise in the background. Your face should be clearly visible, fully visible in the camera when you are taking your picture. You will be asked to capture your photo. So before the test begins, you will be asked to capture your photo. Ensure that the background is clear, your face is fully visible, and your face is not hidden. No cut faces, no hidden faces. So ensure that your face is fully visible, not like it is cut from bottom, it is cut from the top, or it is cut from left, right. Central full face photo should be taken. If at all required, wear only the transparent glasses. Keep only transparent water bottles around you. Keep your valid ID proof. The allowed ID proof will be shared with you in your admit card. Accordingly, keep a valid ID proof along your side, because the proctor will ask you to show your identity proof while you are taking the exam. And do appear for your mock test. We are repeatedly emphasizing that because mock test is for your own good. You will be at ease on 25th if you have taken the mock test on 15th July. Now, these are some don'ts, some things which you don't have to practice. And please note that even if you try to practice any of these things, you will be caught. The system is intelligent enough to catch that you are trying to violate and indulge in these things which you are not allowed to do. First and foremost, no communication with anyone, or in that matter, do not even read out the question aloud, because you are not allowed to have any kind of conversation or human voice going around. So don't indulge in any kind of conversation. Don't move away from the screen. For that matter, do not even look anywhere other than straight in the screen. Like I mentioned earlier, during the time of capturing the photo or even during the actual exam, do not cover your face with hair, with a cloth, with a mask or anything. You are taking the exam remotely, so your full face should be visible. Ensure that the light is not flashing from behind, otherwise your face will not be visible properly. Have the light source in front of your face, right? Not behind your face. Finally, no background noise, no kind of music or any disturbances should be there. Take the exam from a silent location. Do not have anybody else in the background while you are taking the test. Also, do not switch between people. If I am taking the exam and in between I ask anybody else to take the test, system will be able to identify it that now some other person has come. So no person in your test taking room, no person in the background should be there while you are taking the test. Do not wear any sunglasses like I mentioned. No, it should be only transparent glasses if you require it. No gadgets should be worn while you are attempting the test. Do not try to tab out or Google or access any system resources. We are going to use a secured exam browser. I will explain in a while what a secured exam browser is. So please ensure that you are not trying to Google or trying to move out of your tab. For that matter, you will not be able to move out at all from your test taking system. Right? Finally, take the test from a laptop or desktop. You are not supposed to take the test using a tablet or a mobile phone. Now, coming to the hardware and software requirements, starting with the hardware first, whatever is mentioned here as hardware and software requirement is available on the devices of this age. So do not worry about it. But from our side, it is very important to convey the hardware software requirements to you so that you have that in place. Starting with the hardware one, it requires a RAM of 2 GB or above. A microphone is usually inbuilt in a laptop or desktop, but even an externally connected microphone will work. A web camera with minimum resolution of 640 cross 480 with a capability to capture 15 frames per second should be there. Again, like microphone, it can be inbuilt or externally connected. The recommended internet speed is 1 Mbps throughout through a wired or wireless network. A wireless network covers a Wi-Fi or even a mobile hotspot. So far as you are getting an internet speed of 1 Mbps throughout the duration of the examination, it should be good. The processor should be dual core or above. Now, coming on the software side, you need to have a Windows based operating system on your laptop or desktop. A Mac based or any other Linux or any other operating system will not work. So please ensure that you arrange for a Windows based operating system in your laptop or desktop. And for a Windows operating system, we support multiple variants, a Windows 10 with a Pro, Enterprise or an Education edition. For Windows 8 or 8.1, both 32 as well as 64-bit editions, all the editions are supported. Windows 7, 32 and 64-bit variant, all the editions are supported. So ensure that you have a Windows operating system with one of these variants that are mentioned here. Also ensure that all the required service pack, the drivers and security patches are up to date on your system, right? You need to have installed the secured exam browser that we will be sharing with you, and I will show you how to download it. You better download the secured exam browser during the mock test which you appear on 15th of July. You don't need to uninstall it till 25th you take the actual exam. Only after you have taken the actual exam on 25th, you can uninstall the secured exam browser. The same secured exam browser which you download on 15th of July during the mock test will work on the exam day as well, on 25th as well. Right? Now, other software required is you need to have the latest version of .NET framework and the latest version of Chrome browser on your system. We will give you a link to check whether you have the latest version or not. If not, you can download it. So as you can see, candidates, there are some hardware and software dependencies to take this assessment, and the mock test is precisely for that. It will help you to check whether you have the required hardware, software, system requirement in place. And as the mock test is getting conducted on 15th of July, you have a sufficient 10 days window to arrange for an alternate system or to modify your existing system in case it is not compatible, so that on the actual day you do not face any issue at all. Now, what is secured exam browser? when the COVID-19 pandemic struck us, we all were locked in our houses or in our hostel or wherever we were located, right? Think of a secured exam browser to be a locked down browser, meaning it will lock your test taking screen. You will not be able to take a virtual machine access. Any duplicate monitor access will be detected and it will be killed. All the background processes, all the background system running in the background will be killed while you are taking the test on a secured exam browser. No inbound outbound connection request will be allowed. No remote access will be possible. It is a single tab browser. You will not be able to open another tab and try to access anything on the web. It will disable the copy paste aspect. You will not be able to take any shortcut keys like control alter delete or alter tab. No shortcut keys which take you to your system resources or to another tab will work. All of them is disabled. So secured exam browser is a security layer to prevent you from do any suspicious activity. If you are taking the exam genuinely, there will be no issue that you will face. Also, secured exam browser will not cause any instability to your test taking system, which is your laptop or desktop. Now, let us quickly move to the step-by-step flow for taking the test. And this step-by-step process will hold true even for your mock test, right? So first step is you need to download your secured exam browser, install it, then wait in the test taking launch before the test start time is reached. You will be waiting there. Then continue to the test taking process, answer all the questions, and once you are satisfied with your test taking attempt, you can submit your test. After you have submitted, a thank you page will appear. Thereafter, you escape from the secured exam browser by pressing Alter. Keep the Alter button on your keyboard pressed and press Escape. So it is Alter plus Escape key sequence which you need to press to move out of the secured exam browser. And finally, after you have taken the actual exam on 25th of July, you can go about uninstalling the secured exam browser from your system. So this is the step 0. These are the links which we will share with you if you have not already received. I suppose you have already received this link. So such links will help you test whether your browser, webcam, your microphone, your network is working fine. Thereafter, you will have a link which we will share with you where you can enter your registration ID which will be available in your admit card. Enter a CAPTCHA code to validate that it's a human who is entering the ID, and thereafter you can log in. Once you have logged in, you will see this option to download the secured exam browser. So please download it from your system, from this particular link. This is the space from which you will be able to download the secured exam browser. So once you log in, verify all your details, download the secured exam browser, and then once you have downloaded it, you will see this kind of a file, a .msi file on your system. Double click on it to prepare for installation. So the installation process will begin. It will ask you whether you want to move next to install the secured exam browser. Click on next. Confirm that you want to install it. Click on next here as well. And once the installation is completed, you will see a success message that installation is complete. And then you can close and exit this installation process. Once you have installed on your desktop, you will see this shortcut which is for SCB Lite. You double click on it. It will prompt you that do you want to allow this app to to proceed, you will have to click on a yes. And as I mentioned, when you launch the secured exam browser, all the background applications which are open on your system will be closed automatically. So please ensure that you save all the work, all the files which are open on your test taking system, so that you don't lose out on any unsaved work on some other application like a Word or an Excel or a PPT or something else. So that is the warning which is appearing here, that launching the secured exam browser will close all the other applications. Unsaved data will be lost. Do you want to proceed? If you have already saved, click on yes. If not, click on no, and then repeat the process by clicking on this icon, clicking yes, and finally clicking yes that I want to proceed. I have saved all the work. Thereafter, you will see this particular space where you can confirm your details and click on continue. Then you will see this instruction page. Sufficient 10 minutes are provided for you to go through these instructions, and this is not the start of your test taking time. This 10 minutes are over and beyond the exam test taking time that you have got. So please go through all these instructions carefully at your ease and understand whatever instructions are given to you. What you are seeing on my screen is just for representation purpose. Your instructions will be different, but it will be on this instruction page, and you will have sufficient 10 minutes to scroll through it. Once you have understood all the instructions, there will be a checkbox here which you have clicked to confirm that you have understood all the instructions, and then click on the start exam button. You will see this particular rules which will be appearing for taking the exam in a remote proctored mode, where the instructions will be, these instructions are for remote proctoring. So earlier instructions were for taking the exam. These are for your proctoring, where you are confirming that there is no person in the background, there is no you will not be speaking to anyone, you will not be accessing any resources, you will be taking the exam by all fair means. You confirm that your feeds, your facial feeds, eye movement, screen and navigation action, background noise in the room are getting monitored. So you give a consent to that. And finally, there is a live proctor. In case you are violating any rule, then the proctor can reach out to you. And in extreme cases, proctor can also terminate your test. So you have to take test very genuinely, very authentically, by all fair means, and don't indulge in any malpractice. Why do we want to get into any complication? Take the exam nicely, and you will be able to take it very seamlessly. Thereafter, the exam will start with automatic equipment check. It will check if your browser is properly opened or not. It will check whether your webcam is properly enabled or not. Microphone is connected and enabled. Network is there. Thereafter, on the next step, you will be asked to capture your profile picture as well as your ID card picture. Please ensure that like I mentioned, the room should be well lit. The source of light should be in front of your face, not from behind. Full face should get captured. If you, after you take the picture, if you feel that you want to retake it, a retake option will also be available. Next, by clicking on next, you will be asked to capture the ID card photo. You have to hold the ID card in front of the camera in such a way that all the details of ID card are visible and the complete ID card is visible. Like your face should not be cut, even your ID card should not be cut. Right? So once you capture that, you will be entering into the test taking system. You can change the font size to zoom in, zoom out. You will be seeing all your details. You can click on a particular question from this number panel to arrive at the next and previous question. There is also a next and previous button at the bottom. You can click on it and you will be moving to the immediate next as well as immediate previous question. There will also be an option to mark a particular question for review, so that if you are not sure for a question, you can mark it for a review and later on filter it if you want to see only the questions where you had a doubt. Right? Now, once you have answered all the questions, there will be a clock which will be ticking here. Once you have answered all the questions, you can click on the end test button. This will usually be available on the last question of your section. And once you click on the end test button, it is a two-stage confirmation process. When you click on it, the first stage is where it will show your attempt summary, how many questions you have answered, how many you have not answered. So if you are satisfied with this summary, you can click on yes and come to the second and final stage, where it will ask you to confirm that you want to end the test. In this case, click on the confirm button. But when you click on the end test and on this first stage, if you are not satisfied with your attempt summary, you want to relook at certain questions, you can click on the no option. You will go back to your test clear, go to all the questions, review them, again click on the end test button and click on yes. At this stage, the second stage also, you are not confident that I have answered everything properly. You have the option to click on the cancel button. Clicking cancel button, you will come to this test system itself, and you can go through all the questions all over again. Right? This is your last chance. Here, if you click on confirm, your test will be submitted and a thank you message will appear. You cannot go back to your test. All your answer that you have submitted so far will be considered for grading. Right? So we are giving you two chances to confirm that you want to submit the test or go back and relook at the question. However, please be cognizant of the fact that the time is running. Once the time elapses, once it is 000, the test will be automatically submitted, and whatever you have answered till that point will be saved, is getting saved on a real-time basis. So don't get worried if the time gets completed. Whatever you have answered, we have saved it. It is in our system, and all the answer you have submitted till that point will be considered for grading. This end test is for a scenario where before the time gets over, if you want to end your test, we are giving you that option also. Finally, after the exam on 25th of July or even during the mock test, click on Alter plus Escape to move out of the secured exam browser, and you will be returning back to your system with all the other system and applications also available. If you are facing any issue, reach out to our help desk, either the call IST helpline numbers or the WhatsApp channel which is enabled for you. Now, in extreme cases, if your internet gets disconnected in between the exam, please don't get panicked. You can re-log in and resume your test from the point where network got interrupted. Like I mentioned, all your attempts are getting saved real time. As you answer, it is getting saved. As you change, that change is also getting saved. So everything is getting saved real time basis. If you face a network interruption, log in using the same user ID and password which is given to you by launching the secured exam browser again and start the process all over again. But do not misuse this option of resuming the exam, because that is limited. You can resume only up to a limited number of times. You cannot continue to disconnect and reconnect, right? So only in genuine case you have to do so, and the system is very intelligent to capture whether it was a genuine network disruption or you are purposefully doing it, right? Now, I don't want to get into all these details, but this is just to highlight that we are capturing several feeds from your side and several parameters are getting monitored by the artificial intelligence system. Also, proctor will be seeing your face as well as your screen, and they will be getting a tick mark if you are taking the exam properly. But the moment you violate any parameter, immediately proctor will see that this candidate is violating the rule, and they can send you a chat message like you were seeing on your screen here. And just going back, here is this chat message on your test taking screen itself. A pop-up will appear where proctor can send a chat message to you, right? So if you are doing everything properly, no message will come and you can continue taking the test without any disturbance. But if you are violating anything, then yeah, I mean a proctor can connect with you through several mechanism and medium. So now we will go ahead and take the questions. Sahil, is Pradeep ji inside the webinar?
Yes, Nihar, Pradeep sir is inside the webinar, but I don't think so that he'll be able to communicate as of now.
No issues.
Yeah. So I am answering the questions which are, written in the Q&A box.
Sure.
So I'm closing that.
Okay. Yeah. So everybody, please keep an eye on the published questions. Those will answer much of your query, right? So the mock test is planned on 15th July. The actual test is on 25th. For the final test, when can we log in? 120 minutes before the exam, right? If you are facing any issue, there is this email ID which is available, IND-SAT at NTA.ac.in. Please, reach out to that if you are having any issue.
Hello?
Yeah. We are also going through some of the questions. I'm just browsing through them. Please refer your admit card for the time when your exam is to start, because all of you are appearing from different geographies, different regions. That is why your time will be different. Please refer your admit card to know that. If you have any issue, you can reach out to that email ID which we have mentioned. So your laptop keyboard is damaged. If such is the case, you keep a keyboard, a separate keyboard, which you can attach to your laptop using a USB or a Bluetooth kind of a mechanism, preferably a USB, so that if you can easily attempt the test. But again, the recommended for anyone who has a doubt whether your system requirement are sufficient or not, again highlighting that mock test is very important. Please ensure it is for your own good. If you attempt mock test, all your questions, whether my system is sufficient, what are the steps, etc., everything will be resolved. Rough papers and pen, please confirm if rough papers and pen allotted or not in the exam. Yes, it will be allotted. I mean, you can use them. Can I use my mobile phone? No. No mobile phones, no tablets are allowed. Only laptop, desktop with the defined specification is allowed. The link to this webinar, yes, we will send the recording link. We will email it to you. So please keep an eye on the email ID which you have given in your registration process. The emails will be sent from our side on the same email ID, and that might go in your spam folder. So please keep an eye on the spam folder also. Can I use paper for doing rough work during the exam? Yes, but a proctor will be monitoring you. If the proctor suspects that there is something which you have written,
sorry to interrupt, just an update regarding this rough paper. See, currently the rough papers are not allowed. However, the management will take a decision and let everybody know if at all there is any update on the same. But as of now, with the standing instructions, the rough papers are not allowed for this examination.
Thanks, Sahil, for clarifying. Yeah. Again, repeating what Sahil just said, rough papers as of now, as per the management committee decision, those are not allowed. If there is a change in the policy, it will be communicated to you. But as of now, you are not allowed to have any rough paper or pen or any supporting material along your desk. You are not allowed to use that. For the mock test, the details will be shared with you before 12th July. Mock test is on 15th July. So before 12th July, you will receive all the details about mock test, about all the guidelines, all the information. So please keep an eye on your mailbox. Yeah, I think we have answered all the questions which are there. Sahil, is there any question which you are seeing that is unanswered?
No, that's what I was just checking. So majority of the questions have been answered. If at all there is still an open query, please feel free to drop an email to the registered email ID that we have shared, and we'll answer your query on that.
Okay, so thank you, candidates. Just repeating couple of points. The mock test is on 15th. Details for it will be shared on 12th July. You need to take the test from laptop and desktop only, and the required hardware software configuration will also be shared with you. You are not allowed to take the test using a mobile or a tablet. You are not allowed to keep any supporting material by your side. No rough pages, no pen is allowed. You should take the mock test. It is for your own good. The secured exam browser which you download before the mock test, you don't uninstall it till the actual exam day on 25th, because you will be able to use the same secured exam browser for your actual test taking day as well. Ensure that you abide by the guidelines, the do's and don't which is given, which is shared with you, and which we communicated during this particular webinar. If you have any doubt, please drop in an email to IND-SAT@nta.ac.in. This is the official email ID on which you can drop an email for any support or any query which you have as of now. There will be a support desk which will be available on the mock test day, which is 15th, and on the exam taking day, which is on 25th. There will be two channels available. One, which is an IST call that you can make to the two numbers which we have shared with you. And second, a WhatsApp based channel. There are 5 numbers shared, and you can reach out on any number and your query will be answered accordingly. Right? So that's it. You can log in. The recommended is you log in at least 180-minute window is given to you to ensure that all these aspects are checked. Your hardware, software, everything is checked, and you come and wait in the test, the test waiting launch. That is the recommendation. So 180-minute window is there. Before that, you can come and wait if you are confident enough. We recommend not to take a risk, but yeah, I mean, you can start the process under 180 minutes also. Rough papers and pens are not allowed. Again, reiterating, no support material is allowed. All right. So that, I think, answers all the questions. If you are from any other country but you are residing in some other country, you will be able to take the test. It is not restricted. So please ensure that you are checking the time on which the test is allowed for that respective country where you are residing. All right. So with that, we wish you good luck, all the best. The calculator will be available on the test taking system itself, so you can use that calculator from the test system itself. You don't need any hardware calculator to be kept alongside. Okay. So all the best, candidates. Thank you for attending it, and reach out to that email ID if you have any issue. The link of this webinar recording will be shared with you on your email ID. Keep an eye on your mailbox. All right. Thank you. Bye bye. Sahil, we can end this.